Mentally, I need to stay focused. I know that I've done the training, my body's ready. I do have a chance of getting on that start line in October.
Ironman is a personal journey. It takes dedication and discipline. It requires the kind of focus that's saved for an artist working on a masterpiece. To swim 2.4 miles, bike 112 miles, and run 26.2 miles under 17 hours takes sacrifice. Early morning wake-ups, long training days, and a commitment to the process. Just getting to the finish line of an Ironman is tough enough. But to qualify for the World Championship in Kailua Kona, Hawaii is next level. Athletes must operate on a higher frequency, move to a different beat. Situated 40 miles off the northern coast of Venezuela is the small island country of Curacao. Formerly a colony of the Dutch, this adventure island in the southern Caribbean is home to Kona contender and pilot, Captain Kathie Morgan. But don't let the name fool you. When she's not in the air, her island time is spent on swim, bike, and run.
Flying for me is not just a job, it's a passion. I love what I do. The fact that I get to call myself Kathie Morgan, that's a pretty cool perk too, but the type of flying that I now do, it is part of who I am. I do like the rush. I do like being able to make a difference. We do search and rescue. That's probably the most rewarding thing that I've ever done, sport or non-sport related. Curacao is really unique because you can drive 5 minutes and be in a completely different area, which is great for training because when I do get off my trainer, it's nice to explore some parts of the island. People think, oh, you live on an island, I'm sure, it gets boring, it gets tired, the same thing. It never gets boring. To have this gift that each day I can wake up and go for a swim in the Caribbean Sea, it's great.
In 2003, Kathie completed her first Ironman in Lake Placid, New York. She hasn't raced an Ironman since. In South Africa, Kathie will be competing in the female 40 to 45 category. She has to finish in the top 2 in her age group to receive a Kona slot. Crossing the finish line in close to 11 hours would put her in the hunt.
To prepare for this race and to do my job requires every second of my day right now to be detailed and executed according to plan. There isn't any shortcuts in flying. Everything is done according to a checklist, according to a procedure, and I will operate well that way. I haven't raced a full Ironman for 15 years. Some people might think it's a little ambitious to think I could actually qualify for Kona. A few months ago, I probably would have agreed. My goal when I started to train for South Africa was to finish the race. But Ironman's famous for their slogan, anything is possible. And what I've realized now in my training is I'm actually close. I do have a chance of getting on that start line in October.
African beats have drawn Ironman athletes to the sun-filled Eastern Cape. It's time to dance on the beaches of Nelson Mandela Bay. Located on the coast, 450 miles from Cape Town, Nelson Mandela Bay is home to the Standard Bank Ironman African Championship South Africa.
Ironman, it's a family tradition. It's an individual sport, and for a girl who grew up playing all team sports where you had other teammates to rely on, Ironman's different. Ironman's you. If I qualify for Kona, to cross the line and know that I finished in my age group, proud of myself, and being able to share that with my family, there isn't words. I'm not usually speechless, but you'll probably not hear too much out of me at that point. putting my bottles on my bike, reality started to set in that there was a long day ahead of me, and that self-doubt started to creep in, am I going to be able to do it? It was 15 years ago since I completed my first full Ironman, and it was a big day. So my brother was there, we're talking about what's coming up, and yeah, he looked at me and he said, you got it. You put in your work, and that's where I tried to put my focus after that.
Over 1,700 pro and age group athletes begin the 2.4-mile swim in Nelson Mandela Bay. The one-loop swim course takes athletes from Hobby Beach, past Humewood Beach, all the way to Kings Beach. Athletes will turn around the buoys and return back to shore on Hobby Beach, where they exit the swim. Soon after the pro men and women exit the water come the faster age group swimmers. Kathie Morgan exits the swim at 1:11:32. She's in 16th place. The strongest of her 3 disciplines is up next. She knows she'll have to make up a lot of ground on the bike. After a frantic 5-minute and 35-second transition, she's ready to roll. Only a 112-mile bike ride and a marathon are left. Kathie Morgan is hammering on the bike and making good time. Riding hard is not a problem for her. The difficult part of the ride is knowing how to manage power and effort so she can save her legs for the run.
After the first probably 5-6 miles on the bike, started to realize, okay, this is a long day, but I was feeling good. So I just kept going. I was consistent with my power. I know that to put myself in a position to qualify, I need to come off the bike strong.
Kathie Morgan crosses the timing mat and stamps a 6:02:54 bike time. That puts her in 7th place going into T2. She needs to climb up 5 spots to secure a Kona slot. Run records are made to be broken on the flat and fast Coastal Marathon run course. Athletes will run 4 6-mile loops past thick crowds of support along Marine Drive. Kathie Morgan is at mile 9 and surprising herself. The enthusiastic crowds on the 4-loop course are helping her to keep her pace up.
For me, I was surprised. Running past the finish line to start lap 3, I was still feeling really good. It was at the 25-kilometer mark, and reality set in. I started looking at my pace, and I knew where I was going. And my initial goal of qualifying for Kona was starting to slip away. It was the lowest part of my day.
Maybe it's the red carpet, the spectators, or it could be that after going 140.6 miles, these athletes have gained personal life lessons they can take with them forever. The moment has arrived for Kathie Morgan. Her willpower and sheer determination has brought her to the finish line and a top 10 performance in the female 40 to 44 age group. Her dream of racing in Kona will have to wait, but it doesn't take away the joy of finishing an Ironman.
Kathie Morgan, you are an Ironman.
Hearing my name, hearing Paul call Kathie Morgan, you are an Ironman, it's something that very few people on the planet actually get to hear, and there isn't another feeling like it. Having my family here, everyone at the end, couldn't have better people to celebrate with.
In future episodes, follow this season's Quest for Kona athletes as they attempt to qualify for the 2018 Ironman World Championship. Follow us on our Facebook Watch channel Ironman Now for full race week coverage.